Wasalam Salagam. This is Brother War Smith-Bey coming at you once again on this Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. to discuss something that's very, very significant and important to our culture. And it seems as though we have forgotten that inflation has risen so damn much that it's almost as high as a giraffe's ass. I don't want to say what we usually say, so I'll say giraffe's ass. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate you for joining me today on the Black News Network. We come to you with information that can help your life as a African American or a Black American here in the United States of America. Now, I use those terms loosely because those terms do not define you as who you are, but for others to identify who you are, that's how they relate. So I guess we'll just use that for right now. But in reality, those are not your nationalities. So it's been 15 years where Barack Obama was president, and he changed the minimum wage level from like $6.55 to $7.25, and this was in on July 24th, 2009, and it's been that way since July 24th, 2009. So how can you look at what the inflation rate has been since July 24th, 2009 till November 26th or 27th, 2024? It's phenomenal. It's at least 19% inflation. I don't know the exact number, and I ain't took the time to look it up, but I could if I needed to. My point is, this is an atrocity for the regular Americans, and those are not the six figures people that I'm referring to. I'm talking about the people that work from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon on a regular job. Then they come home long enough to get an hour nap and maybe a meal, and then they hit it again from 7 o'clock in the evening until probably 3, 4 in the morning, and then they back at it again at 6. So you're working two jobs to hold your family at a level of decency. That's what it boils down to. You're holding your families at a level of decency, because if you can't make around $20 an hour on average, you are not going to do that well in this country, because every damn thing you can think of is going up. So let's do a little math. So if we went to, I just want to say $20 an hour, and you work 8 hours a day. So you know what 8 times 20 is, or 2 times 8, that's $160 a day. So $160 a day, you working 5 days a week, times 5, that gives you an average, that's at $20 an hour now, you get $800 a week. So you work 4 weeks on average a month. I mean, sometimes it's 5 weeks, but we're going to just go with 4. So you're going to do, it's pretty simple math. You go 4 times your 800. That's going to give you $3,200 a month. That is not enough for anybody in America to survive. $3,200 a month is barely over poverty, because the poverty level is anywhere between $2,400 and $2,700 a month. So you only at $3,200 a month, and you making $20 an hour. So making $20 an hour ain't shit either. So how in the hell can the United States of America, allegedly the most richest country in the world, the richest country in the world, only want to pay It citizens $7.25 an hour. So the minimum wage is bullshit. That's just the nature of it. It's bullshit. Ain't no way a family of 3 or 4 can survive on $3,200 a month. That's at $20 an hour, working 40 hours a week. It's not enough. $3,200 is, like I said, barely above the minimum wage. Barely above the minimum wage. But yet, those people making $3,200 a month find the time every Sunday morning to go to church, and then they take part of that $3,200 and place it in the collection plate because they are good people. They're naturally just good people, and they want to see their community and their church and everything surrounding their neighborhood survive. So you just imagine $3,200 a month. You putting maybe let's say $100 a month in church. Then you're taking, how much does it cost to eat? If you got kids, it's gonna cost you a shitload of money to eat a month, because kids eat the hell out of some food. So if you ain't growing your own garden or got your own cows and own chickens and hogs and shit, you go into the grocery store and ain't nothing in the grocery store cheap. But before we move on, I want to ask that you please take a moment to like us on Facebook, the Black News Network, BNN247, and go to our YouTube page and subscribe to us on YouTube, BNN247. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Find us at the BNN247 there. Maybe a dash or an underscore somewhere along that line. But this is the Black News Network, the real voice of Black USA, broadcasting live from the desk of the emissary. We're here to bring you the news from a Black perspective. We don't own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to what we say. Because we're talking about the minimum wage today, I'm sure you understand that this is a touchy subject, and it doesn't make much sense that we're still at the $7.25 mark in 2024. It's like that because there's no intention whatsoever for America to take us out of this servitude system that we have. We're always, the America's saying we want everybody to be this and be that and be so great as Americans, but you're taking away every damn opportunity there is to be a great American. It's difficult for a family to do what they need to do. And now you're going to another level when it comes to the school system. You're pushing these vouchers, which is going to take money from the school system and put it in the private system. And now you got another cost that you're going to have to bear, because if you want to follow the money and have your child go to the private school that'll be getting your voucher money, then you're going to have to kick it in. Now, you think it's bad now with the little school list you get at Walmart and everywhere you go to get school lists to get your child up to standard in school? It ain't bad yet. You just hold on and watch what happens. Now, there are so many arguments against having this minimum wage increased, and they don't want to increase it. And really, it's a damn if you do and a damn if you don't situation when it comes to the minimum wage here in this particular country. Before I go into a little deeper, I want to say something to the men, the Black men that think that they don't have to be checked. I've lost too many friends to cancer. I've lost too many friends to high blood pressure, to strokes, to heart attacks, to all these ailments, to prostate cancer, to colon cancer. And all of these items are preventable. They're preventable if you take the time to test yourself or to have your physician test you. You know, when you take the prostate exam, it's a damn, I mean, you rather damn just go and drown in somebody's lake than to get that damn test. But it's worth the test. It's worth it. Because the worst thing you can do is not catch a prostate cancer in time. And if you don't catch it in time, I'm sorry for you, because ain't very much they're going to do. It's even more painful than it would be than getting that test. You know, they take 12 to 15 samples of your prostate, and your prostate is then sent to the lab to be tested. And then you come back 2 weeks later and they tell you if it's negative or positive for cancer. And then if they tell you, they also going to tell you you're not negative nor you're positive, but you're at a level 1 or a level 2, which is very low when it comes to cancerous activity. So if you're at a level 1, ain't nothing they can do to change that. I mean, it means you're good to go, basically. But if you're at a 2.5 to 3 on up, then there are certain things that they would have to do to try and help you with cancer. Even if it's a 1 and you insist on them doing something, they can only make it worse and make you worse. So your best bet is to not do what you would much rather do when you don't need to do it. If you don't need to do it, don't do it. But black men, I know you're hearing the white man tell you, wait until you're 35, 45, 55 before you go and get your prostate biopsy done or your prostate tested. You're hearing this, and because you're hearing this, it makes you feel that you are okay and that you can move through life without having it done for another 5 years, another 10 years, another whatever years. It is not a great thing for you to neglect your own body. Like I said, I had a lot of friends to die from these particular ailments. You have to take it upon yourself, because ain't nobody gonna urge your ass into the doctor's office and say, give me a colon exam or give me a prostate exam. You can forget about somebody else doing that for you. You got to do it for yourself. And then you don't wait until you're damn near dead to try to live. Why would you wait until you dying to start trying to stay alive? When you got all this opportunity in front of you to go to the doctor right now and get your prostate checked or get your colon checked. Anyway, I had to put that out there because I got my results back today and they were all negative, so I was happy to hear that. So I praise Allah for blessing me with that type of report. 15 years ago, they set the minimum wage at $7.25, which is so sad that we're still here struggling over this damn $7.25 when California is at $15. Now, a big problem with raising this here minimum wage, the big problem that we're facing is well, I ain't gonna say it's a problem. It's a problem for anybody that's got to pay the $15 an hour, because these motherfuckers got all this money and they don't want you to get nothing. They want you to stay right where you are in servitude, because that's what you're in if you're working for anything less than $35, $40 an hour. You can't get out of poverty at $20 an hour. So McDonald's think that they doing somebody a favor by offering $18 an hour. That ain't nobody's favor. That ain't no favor. That's a favor for a high school kid, you know. At one point in time, I remember black men and women were making less than $18 a day after doing an 18-hour shift. You got ancestors that really did a lot of things for you to make you independent, to make you strong, to make you a survivor, rather than somebody who succumbed to the elements and the spirits of all these other people. You got to realize that this is something that we have to understand, that you're not going to get where you need to go, working that $7.25 an hour job. I don't know how else to promote that. I don't know how else to make it sound like it's really better than what it is. But if you were being paid $15 an hour, let's just say we bumped it up to $15 an hour across country. The first thing that the white man's going to do is say, well, I can't pay $15 an hour, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to lay off half the crew so I can double up the salaries of the ones that remain and pay them $15 an hour. And in reality, he don't realize he's cutting his own damn throat, because his eyes only see dollar signs. So first thing he's going to do is lay some people off to make it look like it's such a damn detriment that he's got to pay $15 an hour to some people that work for him. So now you're getting the $15 an hour. Now you're going to get cut from full-time benefits to part-time benefits. And you're going to get cut because the owner of the business don't want to pay taxes on you at $15 an hour, FICA taxes or whatever they are. So with $15 an hour, you still really only making about $8.75, $9 an hour, because you're still paying more. If you get paid more per hour, you are going to pay more per hour. Like Donald Trump keep talking about the tariffs and how that's going to make America great again. But Canada and Mexico saying hell to the no. You can raise tariffs if you want to. Y'all got shit going back and forth over here too. So I can just do the same thing for y'all shit. So nobody gonna win this trade war. Nobody. But yet Donald Trump put that shit out there, and the people that voted for him, that's all they knew. Oh, we're gonna raise tariffs. They don't know what the fuck a tariff is. That's the problem. What is a tariff? Anybody? You can always call in at 241 or 210-241-5493. 210-241-5493. You can call in with your comments, with your questions, with your answers, and we can go from there. However, there's no way you're gonna make up for $20 an hour in America. It's not gonna make up the problem we're having with poverty issues. You know, you've had so many people come in the office talking about we're gonna make what do they say? We're gonna eradicate homelessness. That's a goddamn lie. We're gonna improve the minimum wage level. That's another goddamn lie. All of them be lying. They're not going to do a damn thing for you. This country is so systematic. Every single thing has a cause and effect. And they're not going to do certain things unless that cause and effect benefits them. It's a capitalist society. And because it's capitalist, we're all about the money. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And that's the bottom line when it comes to America and improving the quality of life for anybody other than the top tier white folks. You know, you got a black in there somewhere like Clarence Thomas, where you got a white billionaire putting his bills. There's no magic potion to how to survive in America. The best process that we can ever use is to stop letting our money go out the neighborhood. Now you think stopping in there at these little Shell stations, these little Arab ran quick stops, that's all saturated in our neighborhoods. You think that going to these little Chinese restaurants and all these other restaurants in our neighborhood are helping us to survive. But in reality, they're only helping us to demise, because ain't no way you should be giving your money away at these little Shell stations that are not owned by our people, because every penny you put in there, whether it's a nickel or a dime, and they'll take a nickel or a dime from your ass for any damn thing, and then you go in there and spend $3.18 or 91 cents. They want to keep the 9 cents for themselves without asking you. And you so rich, and you want to prove that you're so damn wealthy, and you got the resources. You tell, oh, go on, keep that. And that's exactly what they want to hear. And they saying in the back of their mind, look at this damn fool giving me 9 cents for nothing. He done already paid 3 times what the fucking thing costs. Now you done gave him another 9 cents because you think you're telling him to keep it. You're showing that you're richer than him. You're not. So you need to stop bullshitting yourself that this little money you get and that you're throwing it around loosely, you're going to make yourself better. You're going to make yourself feel better. Yeah. You're going to feel better doing these things. But in reality, you're going to be poorer because you just threw away money that you could have been saving for your children. You could have been saving for your goddamn car note. You just don't do certain things with your money that makes life hard for you. For instance, why would you go to the club every Friday, Saturday night and spend $100 at the bar when you can't miss a day of work because you won't be able to make your ends meet if you do? Why go spend $100 at the club? Why think that that's where your salvation is, in the club? Why think your salvation is in the church? God tells you to build your temple within yourself. And this whole thing about minimum wage, it ought to be a trigger mechanism to force you to get your head out your ass and start saving your fucking money and stop spending money at dumb fucking places like these damn little corner stores. Don't make no sense. You know, you got to come to terms with what's actually happening here in America, because America don't give a shit about you, and they damn sure don't give a shit about me, because I'm trying to tell you that they don't give a shit about you. You can only go so far on the bullshit that they give you. They're not allowing you to make enough money to do what you need to do. And it ain't no different than 100 years ago. They don't allow you to make enough money to support your family so they can keep your ass in poverty. And you stay there and you repeat the fucking cycle year after year after year, and you don't make a change thinking you're going to get some damn where without making a change. If you want to change the situation you're in, you got to change the situation you are in. It ain't damn rocket science. It's simple application. You see what they do to you. You see how they treat you in the streets. You know, some of these people got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're the cheapest mofos you can run into out there in the street. And then you want to impress somebody, so you go out and buy shit that you can't afford. Like I love some. Well, I used to love some Hennessy, but why wouldn't I go drink some Christian Brothers? It's the same shit, different bottle. You know, I love the Hennessy because the Hennessy got that status. You know, you a Hennessy drinker, yeah, man. Give me a double shot of that Hennessy for $15. You crazy? $15 freaking for 2 fucking shots of Hennessy. You can buy damn near half a pint of Hennessy for $15, and all you paying for is 2 shots, and you leave it. You buying it because you want to feel important. You want to feel that your status is up here, when in actuality you're down here. It don't take a lot to understand why we can't get past this $7.25 an hour. And you think somebody in the White House gonna do this shit for you? You got to be stupid. If you think that this shit gonna change to benefit you, you got it twisted. It's not. It's not going to change to benefit you, because if it benefits you, that means it's not going to benefit somebody else. So if the more it benefits you, the less it benefits them, the ones with the money. They pay your salary every week and on time like they supposed to, because they got you right where they want you, where you can't do shit until you get another week of work in. You're not going to make the money because you gotta damn work. You're not going to increase your salary because you got to work. That's the problem here, America. We fail to see what's written behind the $7.25 an hour. This little segment says, the most recent hike to the federal minimum wage occurred on July 24th, 2009, back when former President Barack Obama was still in his first year in office, and the Black Eyed Peas topped the Billboard charts. At that time, the minimum wage only rose 70 cents. 70 freaking cent, man. From $6.55 an hour to $7.25 an hour, which is a 70-cent raise on a dollar. And it has stayed there forever. And ain't shit you're gonna do about it. All I'm saying is the federal minimum wage started about 85 years ago, a long, long time ago, back in 1938. There's a history behind the federal minimum wage and the Fair Labor Standard Act of 1938. The concept behind the FLSA began in the 1930s as a response to the Great Depression. Now, just so you know, back during the Depression, they didn't allow black people to put their money in the bank, so we didn't have that kind of problem. We had money during that time, but since they made it so available for us to spend, we started buying dumb shit. Like every black person in the neighborhood had a Cadillac, and you didn't need one. You saved the Cadillac company. Yes, you did. You saved the Cadillac company because every black person had one. A time when about 25% of workers were unemployed, people lost their life savings due to the bank failures, and many struggled to secure housing and food for their families and children. In 1933, Franklin Roosevelt was our president at the time. He came out with the National Industrial Recovery Act, NIRA, and established the National Recovery Administration, the NRA. And see, some of us look at it as the National Rifle Association, but it's the National Recovery Administration. Through these policies, the Roosevelt administration sought to revive the economy and help the nation recover by instituting industry-wide fair competition codes intended to set wages and prices and create jobs and permit collective bargaining. From the NRA, over 2 million businesses sought to earn pro-worker Blue Eagle branding by signing agreements for policies such as a weekly $12 to $15 minimum wage, a commitment not to hire workers younger than the age of 16, and a work week no longer than 40 hours a week. So you got three things out of this. One, the workers, the industry owners, the white men promised to pay from $12 to $15 as a minimum wage. It wasn't going to hire anybody younger than 16 years of age. And then you were only going to work a work week of 40 hours or less. The Supreme Court came back and said, hell to the no. They invalidated all of this NIRA stuff by ruling that the executive branch did not have the power to institute the code. The court's opposition warranted another vehicle for work protection. Therefore, the Roosevelt administration sought to craft legislation that would protect workers' garner enough support to pass Congress and explicitly align with the Constitution to avoid legal challenges. Efforts to pass the legislature increased, and we have been working in a sewing factory, and up to a few months ago, we were getting our minimum pay of $11 a week. Today, the 200 of us girls have been cut down to $4 and $5 and $6 a week. Responding to the girls' plea, Roosevelt was resolved to create a minimum wage law. That's how that law got started. Because companies, again, they refused to pay people what they were worth, and they were trying to cut back on what they wanted to pay them so they can make more money at the top. And it ended up getting a president involved where he would come up with the minimum wage, and he came up with the minimum wage. So supporters of the bill emphasized the necessity to create better conditions for the 1/3 of Americans who was financially struggling, noting the law would improve labor standards for the labor forces. Proponents said the bill would end unnecessarily long hours, which were out part of the working population while they had the rest from having work to do. Whatever the hell that meant. Anyways, this is a whole scenario where you see that this is costing you, the worker, your livelihood, your personal health. Because if you're out there working 7 days a week or 5 to 6 days a week, and you don't have any time for yourself, that is not you. That's not you. That's them. I mean, you allowing them to have. You can't do really a whole lot of shit about it, but you're doing the best you can by working 40 hours a week, and you hoping that your leader will see that you're putting the damn time in and you're doing the damn job. So why is it that these billion-dollar countries won't pay more to their workers? It's the bottom line thing. I mean, they could pay everybody in America $30 an hour and still be rich as a motherfucker and not have to worry about that bullshit. But they're not gonna do that, and they're not gonna do it because that's a dollar out of their pocket. And I don't give a damn what nobody say. We're not a fair society. In a capitalist society, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And that's exactly what this minimum wage shit is doing. Donald Trump ain't gonna raise the damn minimum wage in the next 4 years. So how do our people get more money? You working 40 hours. Oh, I'm gonna work 60 hours this week so I can make me some Christmas money. But you're taking 10 more hours out of your 40 to add to your 40. But that's 10 hours less that you're gonna have time to deal with your family or your children or your personal affairs or paying your bills or writing your book or doing whatever you may want to do. Those 10 hours are going towards this white employer that's breaking your ass and going to work you until you die or until you have a stroke or a heart attack and you can't work no more. And then they're going to put somebody in your place that's younger that's going to work for less. So you as a black man or a black woman in the job market, the first thing you got to remember is that you cannot expect the white man to pay you more because of your performance. Because they don't give a damn about your performance. They don't care about your performance. I'm telling you, Joe, let that shit go. What they care about is you don't cause them any problems with anything. As long as you ain't causing no problem, you can stay at that damn level for the rest of your life. There are people that work here in San Antonio, been working on the damn job for 30 fucking years and barely making $15 an hour right now. But they think that the $15 an hour now is a damn treat, is a damn good salary. But during the time they've worked for those, they started out with $9, $8, $7 an hour or something. They done worked up to 15 an hour. They think that's a significant accomplishment. That ain't no damn accomplishment. If you as a black person think that the white man's gonna see you doing your work and he's gonna come over and say, hey, Billy Bob or Joe or Sam or whatever your name, Anita, whatever your name may be, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a $2 raise just because I like you and just because I see what you've been doing. It's not gonna happen. You have to do something different. And the thing that you need to do is you can do what they call a desk audit. Now, a desk audit identifies your daily duties. And basically what I'm doing now, we're talking about minimum wage, but I'm trying to give you avenues to get away from that damn minimum wage bullshit because they're screwing the hell out of you if that's all they're paying you. Anything within $10 of the minimum wage is bullshit. So if you're making less than $17.25 an hour, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful or anything. I mean it to tell you that the owner of that company is royally sticking you without grease. And you are the only ones going to change that. Especially if you go out and get you a degree and then you go back to your job and these mofos don't want to promote you or give you a significant raise for accomplishing that. That's bullshit. Just as much as I don't like this company, I'm going to tell you what they did. If you went out and got a bachelor's degree and you work for this company, they would give you 50 shares of their stock. I'm telling you, 50 shares along with a raise. Even though they're full of shit, they give you that. They would give it to you. And that's what a company should be doing. But on the same note, when they giving that to you as a black man, you can just imagine what they're giving to that white boy. They damn sure giving him more than they're giving you. Even if you're doing 10 times more than he is, he's getting more. He's getting more. And I don't say these things just because I want to be negative towards another company. I'm saying these things because I have witnessed it and proved it And I mean, I've walked it through every single step that I'm telling you right now. Paying a incompetent white boy to work the third shift where there's nothing going on really with 3 or 4 employees, opposed to paying the person that's working the first shift with 35 employees less. Why that differential pay ain't that damn much? He should not be making $10,000-$20,000 more than that day shift person. Especially if that day shift person is you're in the same position, but you got 18 times more work to do than this sorry fuck doing at night. They ain't doing shit but reading magazines and waiting until the sun come up. That's all they do, and making more money than I was making. So I fought it and I won. This is some real facts that you have to deal with as a black person in the job market. I was saying a few minutes ago that you can't prove your worth by how hard you work. You cannot prove your worth by how hard you work. You can prove your worth by how smart you work. You can figure out what everybody else in that office make. That's what you should do too. But you don't do that in the open. You know, it's a strategy to this shit, man. You cannot just go to a job and put your nose in there and act like you hunky-dory and everything's peachy and shit, and they love the hell out of you, and they won't let your black ass go. For no reason. In Texas, it's a right to work state, so you can be sent home for no reason and never brought back. Just because. But if you did what I did in a job, your ass wouldn't be there long anyway, because I fought at every damn job I ever had. Every job I ever had, I got into fights with management. And I don't do it to just be an asshole. I did it because if something's not right, then they need to make it right. It has to be made right for you to be comfortable staying there. And when you went there, you were looking for a job. So when you leave there, you can still be looking for one. Don't settle for that damn job that they paying you less than what you're worth. That's the biggest problem we have. We accept monies because we need money so bad. We accept it, and then we lose ourselves in that job, thinking that we can work ourselves to satisfaction of the company or some damn body. Till we work ourselves so damn hard that we damn near die on the job. I even had a friend that died on a freaking job, working so damn hard and for minimum fucking wages. Ain't shit you can do after he's gone. You know, there's so many people go out and try to do their own business for their own selves because they refuse to allow these damn companies out here to bring them down to their level. And that's exactly what they do. They bring you down to their level, and then they try to say you need to be humble. If you knew what humble meant, look up the definition of the word humble. Your ass won't be humble no damn more. You ain't no pussy. You ain't no whoosh. You ain't no pushover. I'm sorry to use all these damn foul words, but words are words. They only have power that you give them. And if you giving it power, that's your fault. Not mine. I just use the words. My point is, don't wait for them to give you a damn thing. You got to go and take it. You earn it. And you always look for a better job in the job that you're in. And the discarded part is where you know the work you're doing right here on this job is way more worth way more than what they're paying you. And you are smart enough to know that if they want to keep you, they're gonna pay you more. Don't be afraid to ask for a raise. Don't be afraid to do it every 6 months either. And you know, like I said, they're not gonna recognize your work They're not going to promote you based on your work. They're going to promote you based on what's on record, what's written, because that's how they roll. Everything about the white man is written. And that's why I tell you over and over, my people, the only way we're going to beat that is to know what they wrote. Read their regulations, read their laws, read whatever laws pertain to you and your job. Know the book, know how to use it against them, know how to use it with them, and know how to use it on behalf of yourself to get your promotions or to get what you need. According to Section 7 in the Uniform Code of Military Justice, page 397, it says that any government employee should receive a $500 clothing allowance and shoe stipulation, where they have to get new steel-toe shoes every single year. So I've been here 6 years. I haven't gotten my steel-toe shoes, and I definitely haven't gotten my $500 allowance for uniforms. So they're not going to tell you this little shit. If you don't know it, the only person going to get screwed is you. But most of the time, it's going to be in your handbook, and you're only going to see that handbook once, and that's the day you sign on and go to work. You're not going to stay in that handbook, but you should know that handbook from cover to cover, because it'll tell you what's right and what's wrong. And that handbook is in compliance with the federal government. You got local, you got state, you got federal. All of those have to be in sync on certain things, especially when it comes to the Constitution. Without you doing your part, it'll never happen. Without you kicking these Arabs and everybody else out of your community and stop taking your money outside of the community, we're going to be a poor damn group of people until then. Get them out. Don't spend your money in these damn service stations. Screw them. You're going to buy gas? Go to Sam's. You're going to buy food? Go to HEB. It's okay to use Walmart and Sam's and Target, but it's not okay to go and use that mom and pop store with that Arab Indian down there paying a drunk $10 a day to keep the parking lot clean. $10 fucking a day. You don't believe me? Go ask one. That's how cheap they are. And most of these people that come into your neighborhoods with businesses, they don't have any of us working there. Some do. They get smart enough to know that some do, but then they don't want to pay no damn body. They're not paying the black people that work there. They're paying them bullshit wages, just like they do everywhere else. So all I can say is get your stuff in order when it comes to your pay. The minimum wage is not going to cut it. If you're not $10 above that to start with, then you're getting screwed. So really, they keep talking, $15 an hour, $15 an hour, that ain't shit. If it ain't $17.25, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. Before I took a job in 1998 for $11 an hour, which was not bad at the time, I said, fuck that. I went and took my little money, bought a trailer, bought a riding lawnmower, weed eater, and a blower, and hooked it to the back of my truck, and I cut grass for the next year. And I made my money. And I'd rather do that than to slave myself out back to the plantation. Because that's all we do when we maintain a job, especially when it's a job we don't like. If it's a job we don't like, we ain't doing nothing but slaving ourselves out. And they got it. This shit in this country is so damn refined and so thought out. They have thought this shit out from A to Z. So ain't nothing new to our government. Ain't nothing new. We're the only ones in the dark We the only ones that don't know what the fuck is going on. We the last ones to know about anything. Case in point, the damn concealed handgun class was in Texas back in 1982. 92, well, 90, I don't know, I don't remember what year, but either way, in 2009, I looked at the stats. There was 95% of white people with concealed handgun license, and 100% of concealed handgun instructors were white. So, as a black person wanting a handgun license, you had to go to a white man to get it. But your requirements were twice as hard as the other white boy that thought he knew everything about guns, which they don't know shit. They come in there with like they big Billy Badass, got all their guns and shit fall apart before they can put the damn bag in. So don't think just because they're a big old white boy that they know guns. They don't. They don't. You probably got a real thorough understanding of what these weapons can do, just as good as they can. They can waste ammo and buy ammo all day long because they're spending slave money, money that's been passed down to them, our money that we never got paid. And it's a lot. It's trillions of dollars that they pass on to the next, and the next generation on. Our money. And we got none. So how do we even the playing field? How do we get away from this damn $7.25 an hour shit? The only way we're gonna do that is through insurance. You're gonna have to insure your families. You insure your mother, your father, your daughter, your son, your grandchildren. You're gonna have to insure your people. And you're going to have to make beneficiaries out of your people. So if I die, then all of my grandkids will be set. If anybody else died, then all of their children should be set. You should always, that's the only way you're going to get away from this. We're 300 years behind in capitalism. We don't have the capital. We don't have the resources. And the only way you're going to get a bump, and when I say a bump, you got to get out of this category that you're in into another category. You can always expect the white man to give you something, which they know how to manipulate that too. They knew how to manipulate black women to a point where black women thought they could raise children without the damn man. Now look at these little monsters running around this damn communities, all these communities, killing motherfuckers left and right. Don't make sense. But it's a manufactured process that the government knew about when they executed it. You've heard rumors about the crack being brought in by the CIA. You've heard rumors about the train being left in Compton full of guns. You've heard rumors about the syphilis test, but that wasn't a rumor. We know this. You've heard rumors about all kinds of things that have been staged and set up and executed fully to stop you from becoming the black culture that you can become. Look at what happened right after, even immediately following the end of the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation. They came out with the black codes, which put your ass right back in jail and then right back on the plantation for free. But your conditions were 10 times worse. And why is it that when they brought so many so-called Africans into slavery, I ain't gonna say they brought them from Africa, I'm gonna say they brought them into slavery, bondage and slavery. Why was it so important that you made them lose their name? You made the slaves lose their heritage. You made the slaves not speak their language. You put laws on the books that say a slave could not read, and if he could read, that is a death penalty. You made it so you could beat a slave to death and then say, well, I was trying to train him and he died, and get away with it. So many hundreds of thousands of black men have died at the hands of these Christians. They have died at the hands of these Christians that every single one of these fuckers ought to go to hell. Yeah, they ought to go to hell because you cannot make this shit up. How can you be so cruel towards another human being? Even though you can try and think that I'm less than a human being, but you already know for a fact that I'm better than a human being. I'm better. And you can't stand it. And that is the reason you did so many atrocities towards our people and my ancestors. And you had to take away all of these things in order for you to make yourself feel better and be in control of what's happening in this country. And you put the chamois on us so long that you had the opportunity to form it just like you wanted. You held us back long enough so you can get everything in order. It's almost like you putting on an event and you don't open the door until you get everything where you want it at, and then you open the door and let everybody come on in. And that's what you did with black people. You locked us down until you got everything you wanted in place, until you took every damn thing you could from us, and then you opened the door and let us loose. And then you knew how to manipulate us right back to where we needed to be, but you made the world think that you were doing something beautiful and something great, and you wasn't doing shit but sticking the grease to our ass. You took it in a loop, and you take everything you give us, or you allow, or you get out of our way to do. You get back in the way in another way where it makes you making money off of our backs again. Just like you took we did Black Wall Street last week. You took Black Wall Street and burned that shit to the ground, and then you took the land. And then you put a baseball stadium in the heart of Jackson Square, where there were over 300 freaking businesses of black people, because you didn't want them in Tulsa. So when they did their own shit, you still didn't like it. So you came over to their area and tore that shit up, and then went and figured out ways to take the land. That's how you do on damn near everything. The government, the federal government, try to give the black people something after they come out of slavery, and your trifling ass figured out a way to take it back. And that's what you did. And ain't nothing we could do about it, because you made us sign documents. We don't know what the fuck we were signing. Couldn't fucking read. You wouldn't let us read. So we signing it because we thinking you our buddy. You gonna do right by us now. But you ain't never done right by us. So you're gonna get fucked every fucking time you put your trust in that. Every time. I don't give a damn how loyal or how much they say we not gonna hurt you or we not gonna take from you. Them motherfuckers will eat their babies. I love white people. Don't get me wrong. I had to throw a joke in there because I can go hard with these folks. First of all, I want to show you this. This is my book. It's called Leave the Dirt in the Cotton Field. It's Life Off the Plantation. If you don't have your copy of this, you should get it, because it tells you a lot about the things that I'm telling you about right now. Just a little bit about the book. You have what makes them afraid of us, the Mississippi Delta, make black people invisible again. The blues is all right. You got stuff like the separate but equal doctrine that they use when they did desegregation, how white privileges changed us, decisions to join in the military and serve our country. All these things help you to grow. I even try to talk about how black people have to learn how to take showers, how to wash, how to brush teeth, how to wash your face. It's certain things we should do and we shouldn't do. You know, and then and on one page in here, I'm telling you, you got to walk tall in your blackness because it says, I'm going to just read a short thing. Love thyself enough to take up guns in your defense. Love thy family enough to protect them. Love thy ethnicity enough to fight for the right to be valued. One shall stand for righteousness in front of all people and each other. One shall defend another against disrespect as vehemently as they would defend themselves. I must have was thinking hard to get that damn word in there. These beliefs, values, and ethics create a moral dilemma in our lives that demand change and homage to the presence in which we stand. That's just a little bit. And I even talk about Colin Kaepernick when he took a knee. But this is the book. If you don't have it, you can get it from me at 210-241-5493, or you can email me at smithwj2488 There's so many things going on in our lives, and I don't know every damn thing. So I wish somebody would step out like I'm stepping out to tell me shit that I don't know. There's too much shit that they got undercover to screw us with. And if we don't open our damn eyes and start seeing this shit, we're going to get screwed every damn time. And we never going to get our lives better for our grandchildren and our great-great-grandchildren. It ain't even got to be my children. It could be yours. Because I want, or somebody else's. I just want to see the next generation of black men becoming men and not punks. Excuse me, or not homosexual or whatever you want to call them. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community. I do have a problem with women thinking that they can raise boys, and that it just doesn't work. You got to get a man, a black man, in there somewhere. You know, we got too many people out here thinking that it's all good, that ain't no more racist people out here. You got to be fooling me if you think that's the way it is now. We cannot survive at $7.25 an hour. We will never get where we need to go unless we take an active step to make a difference. And if you, every day of the week, you should try to make a change on something that you are doing to make it better for your people, your ethnicity. And lastly, I'm going to say, you have to realize that you are not the average citizen in the United States of America. This country was built for white people. And I'm going to basically throw that shit out there, and I don't give a damn what nobody say about it. It's built for white people, and white people will flourish with this type of mentality. You know, I can imagine being white and thinking like I think. It'll be a whole different story. So figure who you are out. Figure out who you are, because you're not black. You're not African American. You're not colored. You're not a Negro. And you damn sure ain't no nigga. You got to know who you are. Because as long as you don't know who you are, you're right where they want you to be. And you have no nationality. And without a nationality, you have no representation. Without representation, you might as well go live out in the pasture with the cows, because you're already considered chattel property without a nationality. But you do have one, and you let it go. You didn't let it go, they took it. Why don't you take it back? Are you afraid? You're afraid to connect yourself with what was lost? You let it go like you don't need it no more? That's the problem. You need that. You need your ancestry. They can go back 700,000 years. Your ass can't go back more than 200. You can go back if you've tried, because there is a connection, and there's a way to get connected. All you got to do is pursue it. And it ain't no damn ancestry.com bullshit either. That ain't how you do it. 210-241-5493. This is the Black News Network, the real voice of Black USA, broadcasting live on Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. and again on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. This Sunday, we will dive even deeper into the minimum wage with more statistics and more facts. But I would like you to definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel at BNN247. I would also like you to like us on Facebook at The War Report or BNN247. We're on Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up any way you can. And definitely, if you can find it in your heart to support us as a Black informative station, please cash app us at $SMITHWAR. With that, I would like to say thank you for joining us on another broadcast of the Black News Network. If you got a topic that you would much rather hear from us, all you got to do is let me know, and I'm sure we can get it up in here and broadcast it for you. And if you think you got something you need to tell somebody, by all means, join in on this discussion, and we'll put you right up here with me and my co-host, Mr. Claude Foster, and we'll make a difference here for the rest of our people that look or listen to the Black News Network. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for joining me this Wednesday afternoon, and I'll see you Sunday at 3:30.